I am here today with Zainul Sachak, organiser of the Altrincham French Festival. Bonjour, thank you for joining me today. How did the festival go?
It went fantastically. We had just an overwhelming response from the local community. This being the third year that we've organised the festival. The first part of the festival was on Saturday evening, which was something we were trying for the first time, and it was a French meal, sit-down three-course French meal, followed by some artists. We had a local opera singer called Jane Wilson, and followed by a French jazz group under the name of Gobbledygook, who came from Lancaster. And we had a fabulous night. We sang the French national anthem, the Marseillaise, and then we had a huge firework display. And the evening finished off at about midnight.
And how did the festival come about in the first place?
The festival started, interestingly, 4 years ago, a Christmas dinner conversation with some of my family who live in France, who also know about my sort of passion about the community and social responsibility. And it was a suggestion at the time by my aunt, who lives in La Rochelle, to say, well, why don't you perhaps have a festival, twin up with a French town? And from there, gemmed the idea. So 3 years ago, we and a few other volunteers put together an event. It was very stressful, but based on that success, we then repeated it last year, and beyond our wildest dreams, we had nearly 3,000 people turn up. And then this year, yesterday, we had nearly 5,000 people. And for us, it's all about bringing the whole community together, and also helping the local business community, which some people know Altrincham is going through a little sort of regeneration activity, and perhaps this is a new definition for the future.
And how big is the French community in Greater Manchester?
It's probably very difficult to measure, really. They're almost a very silent group, quite disparate. They scatter the whole of South Manchester, from sort of Altrincham, Knutsford, Hale, all the way through to Chorlton and Didsbury. And what this event has done is become a magnet for them. And the whole project itself was done in collaboration with Alliance Française de Manchester, which is part of a global charity funded by the French government to promote French culture. So it was a conversation with the current director, Xavier Lavry, 4 years ago, and I just knocked on his door and said, would you fancy working on a festival? And he put his faith in it and has stuck with us, and today we can proudly say that we've got an event that's now truly in the calendar of Altrincham and the Northwest, really.
And the event was held just a few days before Bastille Day as well. How will you be marking that?
Well, obviously Bastille Day falling in the middle of the week is quite difficult, and as generally, as you know, weekends tend to be the best way of getting people together. So really the weekend was used as a way of celebrating the Bastille. The fireworks, which was the first time we did on Sunday evening at Bowden Rugby Club, was a true signal for a lot of the French community who turned up as a part of this traditional Bastille celebration.
And what would you like to do differently in the future with the French Festival?
Gosh, we'd love to do lots of. We've got some very ambitious ideas for the future. One of which would be to turn the whole of Altrincham into a French celebration for a whole weekend. That's all the shops, and bring lots of people into Altrincham who can enjoy a French flavour for a couple of days. And who knows where that will take us beyond that. I said to you jokingly before, we might even have a roadshow that starts travelling around the country. But maybe that's a bit further away.
And what sort of challenges do the French community tend to face in places like Greater Manchester?
I think largely because they are very disparate. Even though there is an organisation called Alliance Française, many of the French people, either French people who are here on business, their families working for large corporations, or there are families who've moved wholesale to do that, and they're in sort of small ghettos. But there's a large Francophile community, a lot of people, dare I say, who have second homes in France. So the event has become also an attraction for them. And again, French being obviously taught in schools and colleges, so there's an opportunity for school kids and students to use this event as a way of promoting and understanding French culture.
Absolutely. Well, thank you very much indeed for joining us today and telling us all about the French Festival. Thank you.